who have the Shahid-3 missiles and the Sunburst missiles, and the Russians with their MIRV technology that can maneuver, their missiles can maneuver, and the Iranian missiles that can fly at speeds beyond our capability to intercept and below our radar. So these are obviously issues that need to be addressed. Iran would not be a pushover like Iraq, but hey, that's what war profiteers are here for. All the money they can make on things that go boom. We have Dennis on line 1 with us.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Dennis. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. But I tell you, I don't know how you can handle talking to that guy who lives up to his own name. You know, he's full of, what is it now?
He's full of Schnitt, yeah. Well, he says that proudly, too. But, you know, the key to talking to him is knowing that I'm not going to be able to persuade him, but to act like I'm interested in persuading him, because they are looking for a big argument, a big talk, a crosstalk, of everybody interrupting angrily. And,
right.
And you know, I'll give him a little bit of that, but not really the degree that he wants, because you know, the only way to stay on the air is to be a little bit confrontational. But then again, you know, it's amazing. I really appreciate the amount of time that he gives to people to call in and make their points sometimes.
Yeah, but he used you as a foil to try and poke fun at the concept that you know, and a couple things struck me about his call. I mean, about your call to him. And I think it was about 2 minutes into it, you were contending that, and rightly so, that Iran was a signator to the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and he kept saying, no, they're not, he's just trying to naysay you. And then later on, when you played the second clip, he says, yes, and Iran signed on such and such a date. So right there, he's completely blowing his own credibility out of the water, you know, by first trying to say, well, they're not signatories, how could you say that? Trying to just say, well, unless you agree with me, you're completely wrong. And then he goes on to say, oh, and by the way, yeah, Chris was right, but he was still wrong.
Well, right.
That's the first thing that struck me. The second
it's the
thing
double
that struck
think.
me, what's that?
That's the double think, the simultaneously holding to mutually exclusives or contradictory ideas in your mind. And another example of that was that he said, I'm not a very good American citizen, but not a good citizen of the world. I thought those were mutually exclusive, but that's just me.
Well, that brings me to the second thing that struck me about his approach, is that if anyone disagrees with him, well, therefore they must be such and such. That's the rationality of an 11-year-old. I mean, a complete boisterous approach that unless you agree with me, you're this.
I'm contrarian. Yeah, well, I'm turncoat. Oh, that's right. I'm turncoat. I'm a disloyal to the talk show host of this great American talk show, you know, this propagandist, to this talk show tough guy who's telling the audience that if you're going to call up and be contrarian, you're going to be called all these names at the same time, so don't even think about it. I'm not going to be open to any of your arguments. And this is what he does from my own experience, is that he'll pretend like something doesn't exist on the internet, or that information doesn't exist. And despite the fact I've given all the information to the audience, he doesn't seem to think that they're capable of maybe his, you know, I know he's not applying to the lowest common denominator of his audience, but so is he appealing to his general listening audience, thinking that they're not going to double check any of his facts when somebody calls up to just, you know, spill all the references? I just don't get it. Well,
if you think back to, let's go back 100 years ago to the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, where they specifically, this was written by a Russian rabbi, and where they spelled out exactly what they were going to do to bring down societies. And one of those points was they would dumb down the populace, the goyim, as they thought of it. Oh, wait, there's that anti-Zionist coming out, right? Well, this is what they said they were going to do, and they've done it. This guy exemplifies exactly that. And unfortunately, his apparent audience is 11-year-olds, at least psychologically. And it's kind of scary. Hey, I have a thought. How about, are Sam and Frank still there?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.